Hey YouTube, hey Young and the Restless fans. So what can we expect this coming week, the week of June 24th to the 28th? Well, things are really getting interesting with Alan and Traci. So Alan and Traci are going to enjoy a date in Paris, the city of love. But my guess is that there could be another plot twist coming. So what could that be? Well, first of all, Ashley is getting the care that she needs, and the story seems to be over, but it's not. Traci is still in Paris. She and Alan are having this, French, romance, and I can't help but wonder if there could be something sinister going on. As in, is Alan really Alan, or is he Martin? Did Martin, Alan's brother, Alan's sinister brother, right? The one who manipulated Ashley and the dangerous one, did he survive that fall? And it was Alan who perished. Now, this is just speculation. It's just theory. Hopefully, Alan is really Alan and he and Traci are having a nice romance. But my guess is that we have to wait and see how this, proceeds, because my spider sense is tingling that there could be another twist coming here. So what do you think? Do you think Alan is really Alan, or do you think that that's actually Martin? They're gonna go on their date, they're gonna go to the same bar that Martin took Ashley at. So that's kind of interesting. Why would they want to go back to that bar? Now, it could just be because it's a set, but I just kind of get a feeling that there's something strange, maybe something off about Alan, and I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out that Alan is actually Martin. But what do you think? Do you think that's the case, or do you think this is going to be a nice romance for Traci? Hopefully that is the case, because we'd love to see Traci have a nice romance, but my guess is there could be another twist coming, so get ready and just expect the unexpected when it comes to this, so we'll keep an eye on that. Also this week, Sharon makes a distress call. So we've seen Sharon now, she's kind of struggling with her emotions right now because the doctor changed her medication, and we know Sharon has a traumatic past with her condition, and Sharon's going to reminisce about her past this week, but she's going to make a distress call. So it looks like she's going to call Nick. We recently saw Nick's standalone episode, which was great, and we saw Faith was back, and we saw all those wonderful scenes that walk down memory lane with Nick, Newman, and Sharon and Newman, and all of their adventures together. And but there's also maybe a more difficult history too when it involves Sharon, and we could be getting another glimpse into that traumatic past for Sharon. I'm wondering if the doctor has an agenda. Like, we don't know who the doctor is, but could there be something sinister going on here? Is somebody intentionally changing Sharon's medication to hurt her? Is there going to be a reveal where there's a sinister figure behind this? I brought up the idea of Stitch, and I don't know if he's back or anything, but there could be more going on here than we know, so we'll just have to keep an eye on that. But we're going to see Sharon make a distress call, and Nick will be there, it seems, so we'll see what happens there, and hopefully Sharon's going to be okay. Victor is going to play hardball with Kyle this week too, and of course we know that Victor wants Kyle and Audra to be co-CEOs and run Glissade, and Victor wants to use Glissade to go after Jabot, which is Kyle's father's family company. But Kyle is feeling like maybe he's being pushed out a little bit. Diane's gonna give Kyle an ultimatum this week and basically tell him to get in line or he could be fired, okay? So that's certainly going to maybe push Kyle more in the direction of taking Victor's offer, but there's going to be a little bit of a curveball too with Kyle's acceptance. He's going to want to be the sole CEO of Glissade. So he doesn't want to work with Audra. Audra's going to try to convince Kyle to accept Victor's deal, and they can both be co-CEOs, but Kyle wants to run Glissade by himself. But my guess is that maybe Kyle will acquiesce, and eventually he and Audra will be running glissade together. And of course, Victor wants to use that to go after Jabot. And so that's going to create a lot of tension there between Kyle and his parents. So we'll keep an eye on that. Victor also wants Nikki to step down and have Adam, temporarily run Newman Media. But Adam's reluctant to do that. But, Victor told Adam that he's ruthless and he needs him to go after an enemy, and that of course is going to be Jabot. And it looks like Nikki will accept Victor's position on this, because Victor's going to stand his ground on it, and Nick is going to convince Nikki to just accept it. And so Nikki might end up, for the time being, focusing on her charities. And Victoria too is going to tell Victor that she's going to consider coming back to Newman as well. So we'll see how all of this plays out. If Adam ends up, running Newman Media for the moment, and if Victoria comes back to be the CEO of Newman Enterprises, it remains to be seen how all this is gonna, fall in. But my guess is that Victor is going to, Victor, the chess master, is going to get what he wants. So we'll keep an eye on that too. Over at Chancellor Winters, things are definitely heating up with the corporate intrigue. Devon thinks that Lily is susceptible and vulnerable, to Billy's charms, but Lily is going to kind of convince him that, they're going along with their plan, their strategy to, demerge, unmerge the companies, and then, Billy and Lily will run the Chancellor portion of the company, and it'll be Abbott Chancellor, right? And then Devon will have the Winters portion, and then Lily is going to leave Billy's portion and go over to Devon. That's the game plan anyway, but Devon's going to be concerned about it. Of course, Mamie's going to be involved too, and of course Jill is also going to give Billy an ultimatum too. So it looks like Jill isn't going to want the companies to be unmerged. So we'll see how that factors in as well. But it's definitely going to be intriguing over at Chancellor Winters, no doubt about it. Billy will also be bothered by Chelsea's growing bond with Adam, okay, as Chelsea and Adam deal with their son Connor, who's struggling. And it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a setback there, and maybe it's possible that Adam and Chelsea, their stay over at Connor's, it could become extended. So maybe Billy's worried about that, but hopefully everything's okay, and it's not too much of a setback. So we'll see what happens with Adam, Chelsea, and Connor this week. Victoria is also going to struggle with family matters too. Of course, we know that Katie is struggling to accept, her new sister Claire, and Katie thinks that Claire is kind of an interloper in the family, and of course Victoria's trying to reassure Katie that everything's okay, and Victor is going to give Katie a pep talk too. So we'll see if Katie ends up giving Claire a chance. Katie's going to make the point that maybe Claire should be living with the Abbotts, right, since she's the Abbott nanny, and but it doesn't look like Katie's going to get her way. Of course, Victoria is a strong supporter of Claire, and there could be some romance brewing there too between Claire and Kyle. Things are kind of moving slow there, but my guess is that it'll continue moving in that direction, so we'll keep an eye on that too. Sally and Chloe will take on a new project this week too, so hopefully everything is going well for them at Marchetti. And then Audra is also going to plot her next move too. So we know Kyle wants to run Glissade by himself, but I think Audra's gonna have a say in this too, and of course Victor will too. But Victor tends to get what he wants, so my guess is that Kyle and Audra will work together, and they will start going after Jabot, which is going to create a lot of juicy drama with Kyle now moving against his family company, right, if that happens. But there's a lot of exciting developments this week. There's a story with Sharon. What's going on with Alan and Traci? Is that really Alan or is it Martin? Is Sharon being manipulated somehow? Is there some sinister figure behind the scenes that's messing with her medication? And of course, there's a lot of corporate drama going on with Newman and Chancellor Winters, and with the families, with Claire and all of that. So we'll just keep an eye on all of this, and we'll keep updates coming on The Young and the Restless. And hey, thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.